this button here. And let's start the show! Hey everyone, I'm Jeff from InThirdPerson.com, a personal look at video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. And today we are playing Tetris 99 on the Nintendo Switch, as we tend to do on weekends, but today in particular is a really special one. Hey, Ian, Adventure Rules, how you doing today? Today is the last one where I will be playing Tetris 99 and donating for every top 5 finish. So, actually I should put that message up right now. So the deal is, oh, and I've got this in the wrong spot now. Ugh, okay. Well, that's just gonna have to sit there for the time being. Actually, no, let's move this stuff around. Can I move that around? No, we'll leave it. So for every top 5 finish, I will donate $5 to Extra Life, and for every win, I will donate $10. And this is the last one until the big marathon. So the big marathon's happening. I think it's a week away. Saturday, November 2nd. I'll have a whole bunch of family and friends here, and we'll be playing in support of the kids. And let me move this Extra Life. Where's this Tetris 99 message? Over here. Unlock that. I made some changes to the layout because, as you can see, we're playing on the new Luigi's Mansion theme, and I didn't want to block Luigi's face with my face, so I moved myself up to the corner. Actually, yeah, this corner over here. And yeah, let's get the show on the road. Ian says, you're doing good. Looking forward to some good matches this morning. I hope I can give you some good matches, because, oh my goodness. I mean, besides just the fact that I'm tired normally in the mornings, we went to a Halloween party last night. And yeah, it was the Silver Snailoween party in Toronto, hosted by the premier comic book shop in the city. And I didn't get to bed till like 4 o'clock in the morning this morning. And I woke up, my alarm went off, and on one hand I was like, yes, let's go and raise some money for the kids. And on the other hand, I was like, oh my goodness, I need more sleep. But for the kids won out, and looking at some point this morning, I will step it up. We'll be all ready to go. Going on stream definitely has a way of giving me an extra boost of energy. Hanging out with you and all you guys does definitely pick up my energy and my morale as we go. That does sound exhausting. Yes, it was. But yes, to my ongoing fatigue issues and just life being crazy, it's been a really busy few weeks, and this weekend in particular, I had work to do this weekend. Sometimes the workflow is a little much, and I've got to do some stuff outside the office, and so I had to do that. Oh, geez. I met with my cousin yesterday. She is she's in the midst of launching a very big project, and I don't think I'm at liberty to discuss what that is. It's a very big project. Let's leave it at that. A very big project. And she was looking towards my wife and I. We both work in the advertising industry, for some advice on just like, hey, where do I start? What do I need to consider? And Ian says, same for me. I worked from home the length of a full workday yesterday. Ooh. I mean, it happens, but I don't like it when that happens. And for some people in my line of work, that can be a regular occurrence. And so yeah, we did that, and like I've been on the stretch of just being really tired for a while, just because there's been so much going on, and I was at my most tired coming out of that meeting and getting home. I passed out, and I felt like in that 2 hours I was in, you know, the movie Get Out, where the mom like hits the teacup with the spoon, and the main guy ends up going into that dark place. That is exactly where I went on this nap. And it felt great when I woke up. It took me a minute to shake off the the rust there, but like for a couple of hours, I felt awesome and like the first time I'd felt that rested in like a month, and that was really good. And I needed that because we partied very late last night. We were at that Halloween party. Some of those pictures are online on Twitter and on Instagram at In Third Person. We dressed as wrestlers, and I was dressed as Hollywood Hulk Hogan. And so I had the do-rag, I had the blonde wig, the mustache, the NWO shirt, the championship belt. Oh, I forgot to put the championship belt back. So it's normally in my layout here, but I actually took it down so that I could wear it at the party, and I forgot to put it back up. But yeah, we didn't... So here's the couple of things about this particular party. I find with like these types of parties and sort of like the nightclub scene, you don't want to get there too early. Like the party doesn't really start till like 11 o'clock to midnight, I find, with these club venues, even though they open at like 8 or 9 o'clock. Actually, the VIP tickets, they were selling VIP tickets this year, and for an extra few bucks, I can't remember the exact price, for an extra few bucks, you could get in a half hour early. And like, why would you want to go a half hour early to a party where no one's gonna show up early? There's no one wants to do that at these types of events. And we didn't. We ended up showing up the latest we've ever shown up. Just between us still wanting to get ready and knowing like there's not gonna be a lot happening until later in the evening, we didn't show up till like 11 o'clock at night. But we did hang out at my sister-in-law's and her boyfriend's house for a bit and got ready, ate some food. We had some fish and chips, for those wondering. Oh, we could have had a T-spin set up right there. Yeah, we had dinner. My wife and sister-in-law, yeah, drank a little bit. The pre-drink, as the kids say. And then we went to the party. And the party was... So the venue was very weird. I feel like the first few years we went to the Snailoween party, it took place in sort of like an event space. And it was a really big event space, multiple floors. It was a nice venue. Last year it got weird. Last year it was in like a city library, and while it was a spacious venue, it was still a library. They couldn't decorate around the fact that, hey, you're surrounded by books and other stuff that a library would have, and it was very odd. This year, the venue was even odder. It was in a weird part of town, and it was a converted... It was clearly an auto garage at some point in its history, because it had those, like, garage doors, and it was a much smaller venue this year. Like, the venue in car terms could service 6 cars at once. And so this is, like, less than half of the space from last year, and considerably smaller than the space from the year before. I don't know what happened. Like, did they get a smaller venue because less people bought tickets, or they got a smaller venue because not that many people bought tickets this year? I don't know. But it was an odd choice because it was a very packed venue for a lot of the time, and yeah, it was a weird event. Like, I ultimately had a good time. We left. Also, they shut the party down at a really weird time too. Like, the MC, normally, like, last call was around 1:45, and they closed the venues at, like, 2. But the announcers came on at, like, 1:15, and were like, hey, thanks for coming, guys, but we gotta go, bye. I'm like, wait, what? Okay. Like, there's still a good 45 minutes before your standard issue closing time, and they had to pull the plug. But, alright, we got top 10. I will continue my story. I got lots of stories from this Halloween party. Some stuff happened, but right now we got to play for the kids, and let's see if we can get into the top 5. Make a donation right away. Alright, 9. And so, yeah, I'd said I was gonna cap out at $100. We're at, I think, 85 right now. And I think we're just gonna let it rock. Since this is the last day of the event, whatever I raise is what I raise. Woo! Okay. I know the board's a little messy. We'll work on that. Ah, I created an I dependency there on the right. Don't want to do that. All right. 6. All right, top 5. We got in the money. Let's try and get a first place finish here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is not great. Uh-oh. Oh, no! Okay, we got in the top 5. We got in the top 5. That's what matters. And that's going to be enough. Okay, we got 2 tickets as well to unlock skins. I've unlocked all the skins. But the important thing here is that we make a donation for the kids. Also, I see my internet has been a little hit and miss. I'm sorry about that. Maybe I'll try and adjust some stuff a little later. But we are making a donation, $5. Let's add a message. Also, I adjusted the volume of the ticker, so let me know if it blows your ears out or is too quiet. Let's shout out Ian. Shout outs to Adventure Rules on this one. Let's go donate that. And there we go. We'll give it a minute. You assume the time. No. Unfortunately, it's me. Sometimes it can get a little spotty. And there we go. Wow, the donation came in really quick there on the bottom left-hand side of your screen. $5 down. Let's go update our ticker here. And so now we've donated. Oh, we've donated $5 today, and total we've donated 90. And plus donations from Randy and literally Tony, we've donated over $100 to Extra Life throughout this campaign, which is
Shoutouts to Adventure Rules.
All right, back to it. For everyone just tuning in, I'm Jeff from inthirdperson.com, person look at video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits, and we're playing Tetris 99 one more time in support of Extra Life, where I'm donating $5 for every top 5 finish and $10 for every win. And we just put up a top 5 on the board. Let's go and get some more. All right, so this Halloween party, it was very tight. We all dressed as wrestlers. Steph dressed up as Macho Man Randy Savage, and Michelle dressed up as Roman Reigns, and her boyfriend Yasha dressed up as Baron Corbin, King Corbin, if you will. He's one of the newer wrestlers these days, and people hate his guts. You think it's a little quieter now. It's also changed genders for some reason. Oh, weird. I have no idea about the gender. I had no idea that could even change. I'll look into that again. The challenge with that particular widget is that I can't actually test it unless I throw real money at it. Also, this looks like an awful run. Down, 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 down. There. Okay. All cleaned up. And so, yeah, our costumes are a hit. That was probably the best group costume we've done. A lot of people recognized who we were. People loved Steph as Macho Man. They loved me doing Hogan. In particular, there was one guy who really geeked out and started naming all the members of the NWO that we should cosplay as. And I gave him the too sweet hand sign, and he replied back, and that kind of ended the conversation there. That was kind of cool. Nice recovery. Thank you. There were some carnival games there. They had skee ball, and I shouldn't snitch on myself here, but let's just say that the skee ball machine broke at a certain point, and it stopped functioning. But it was a lot of fun when it did work. When it comes to like classic arcade games, skee ball is one of my favorites. What's your favorite sort of classic arcade game? Skee ball, whack-a-mole, pop-a-shot, basketball. Sort of that, like, before arcade games went digital. What did you like to play? Or what do you like to play? Oh no, I did the T-spin and didn't actually clear a line. Great. What was the best costume that you saw? So there's this group, there's these brothers that go every year, and they are amazing cosplayers. And it's weird, they don't show up. Probably skee ball unless air hockey counts. Air hockey absolutely counts. There's this group, there's these two brothers who are amazing cosplayers, but we don't actually see them at any of the like local costume events like Fan Expo and stuff. They only really show up for this one party, and one of them dressed up as RoboCop this year, like fully made armor, and he had the mask off and then blended sort of the robot skin, well, like his fake skin with his real skin, and it looked great. He got third place though. The second place in the costume contest was someone dressed as Zatanna, who actually came in she had her own like sort of like fortune teller box, and she was inside the box with like a light up crystal ball, and she had tarot cards on the inside that she would like do people's fortunes and stuff. First place, I can't remember the reference, but her costume was like, she was fully covered in flowers, for whatever that's worth. Yeah, Yasha was mentioning, like, he'd just seen the movie where that came from that day. Alright, this is not looking great. I mean, we've come back from similar predicaments. Ah, there it is. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't remember the winner, but hers was very good as well. Some of the trends... Joker, not that big of a deal at this one. I know it's a smaller sample size because the event was a lot smaller, but Joker was not well represented this time around. Joker's usually pretty popular, and I figured with the Joker movie being such a big hit right now that one would have picked up, and it didn't. There was like maybe one person who had the new Joker look. And that was it. No Batmans whatsoever, which is weird. Although Batman's generally not the most popular, I find, in cosplay in this neck of the woods. I find that the Batman villains, in particular Harley Quinn, are way bigger deals in the cosplay world than Batman. X-Men was a weirdly popular trend, but I wonder if that had to do with some of the talent that was performing at this party. So, oh yeah, people love Harley. Absolutely. She is a hit among a large portion of male and female audiences. And, yeah, I think the X-Men, like, there was a weird bump. I think a lot was because there was a lot of talent, like hired talent that are drag queens. And I think they all coordinated and dressed as assorted X-Men. Like, there was one dressed as Jean Grey, one dressed as Sabretooth. There was at least one Cyclops in their group. There was a Sabretooth that was around. But then, like, even deeper cuts, there was two guys who dressed up as, like, the two X-Men from the new X-Men comic. The really weird one by Grant Morrison. So one person dressed as Professor X with the big X helmet. Was it called Cerberus? I can't remember what the thing was called. the big, distinct X helmet from that run of the comics. And then one person who dressed up as Zorn, who I've never seen anyone cosplay as before. Spoilers, Zorn is actually Magneto, and then he killed Jean Grey. But that is I love that. They're just personal geeking out over the deep cuts. That was it for me, was seeing the new X-Men. Because lots of people cosplay as X-Men stuff, but never that particular run of the X-Men, even though it's definitely one of the most distinct and one of the weirdest runs in the X-Men canon. But definitely one worth cosplaying and referencing down the road. Lots of costumes, though. If you name, like, a franchise, I can probably think of things like literary, anime, manga. There was one. So, there's at least one girl who had some sort of riff on a Princess Peach costume. But I think it was like a mix of Princess Peach and Steven Universe or something. At least that's the vibe I got. She had this really big sort of like witch's hat. Like a pink witch's hat. And something to note about this venue, I guess any venue where alcohol is involved, the floors are disgusting. Just like soaked in alcohol. And at some point we saw her come in, and then right after, her hat fell on the floor and was just covered in alcohol and dirt. It was disgusting, and I felt really bad for her. Speaking of drinks, Steph got drinks spilled on her 4 times while we were there. I got it like once, but in 2 of those instances, it was the exact same guy. This one guy who was with the girl who won the contest, actually, he bumped our table and knocked Steph's drink into her and I, and he apologized profusely and was super embarrassed, very, very apologetic about the whole thing, asked if he could buy Steph another drink. Steph said no, and then 10 minutes later, I kid you not, 10 minutes later, no table in sight, he bumps into her again. And I lost there. He bumps into her again, and he's like, oh my goodness, this is incredibly embarrassing. I'm buying you a drink right now, because I feel really bad. I've messed this up so bad. And so, yeah, he ended up buying her a drink. There are some interesting couple costumes. There was this guy and girl, the guy dressed as Sailor Moon, and the girl dressed as Tuxedo Mask. So that happened. It sounds like maybe he had a few too many. Maybe he did. There are probably a lot of people that had a few too many. Okay, here's one. So one guy did the thing where he dressed up as the village people, where he had himself in the middle, and then he had all the other, like, dummies of the village people attached to him by poles, and so when he danced, they danced the same moves. One cool costume. I've seen that one before, but it's fun that you brought that out, and he actually won Best Group Costume, which I thought was hilarious. The thing with his costume was that it took up an obnoxious amount of space on the dance floor. It was already a super tight venue, and here's this one guy taking up the spot of, like, at least 5 people. And thankfully, like, towards the end of the night, he kind of found a spot. He was dancing against the wall so that he wasn't taking up so much space. But just an interesting conundrum when you have a costume of that size. Also, there was a couple where... This is a Simpsons themed one. Where the guy was dressed as Homer Simpson, and the girl was dressed as the backdrop, and she had on poles, like on one end of the pole was like Devil Homer, and the other one was Angel Homer, so she was like the backdrop to that whole scenario. That was neat and clever. A Canadian shout out. There's always at least one Canadian costume at these events. And this year, the one we saw was Pokeroo. And Pokeroo is a character on a show called, oh man, what is Pokeroo? Polka Dot Door. Okay, so Polka Dot Door is this kid's show. I don't know if it's still running. Pokeroo as a character is still a thing though. And it's sort of like a Sesame Street, but there's, I think, a larger involvement of live action characters, and Pokeroo is sort of this character that shows up in segments, but then the human people never see him, and they're like, oh, where's Pokeroo? We never find him. And so yeah, one girl dressed up as Pokeroo, and that was a really nice touch. Last year, someone dressed up as the Toronto Raccoon. So there was this whole thing a couple of years ago where there was just this raccoon that was dead in downtown Toronto, like right in the middle of the street, busy downtown area. And the city was particularly slow to respond to cleaning up the raccoon. And what people started doing was that they memorialized the raccoon. They started leaving flowers. They left like a framed photo of a raccoon. They wrote messages, and it was just this big sort of memorial to this dead raccoon in the middle of the street before it finally got cleaned up. But like, it made national news, at least made local news. And I remember seeing it on Reddit and stuff, like internationally afterwards, about the scene that was created there. And we died. Ugh. And so yeah, someone dressed up as the raccoon. They were in a raccoon costume. They had a sign and they had flowers attached to them. It was a whole thing. That's amazing. Yeah. Yeah, Ian, do you have any interest in cosplay, or like dressing up yourself, or just the scene of cosplay? Yeah, my wife is, I would never get involved in cosplay. I have no interest in dressing up or expressing my fandom in that particular way. But I'm also married to a woman who loves cosplay and has competed in at least one cosplay competition, and she loves to dress up, especially on Halloween. So I end up partaking in, I think, more than my fair share of cosplay stuff. I don't cosplay personally, and wouldn't want to be super into it, but I do think it's cool to see costumes that others come up with. Agreed. I like seeing other people dress up, and I try and support Steph as best I can, if that means like I'm dressing up as well for the sake of the group, so we can complete the group costume. And so it's not just like, hey, the three of us are dressed up and then there's just Jet. Like, I don't want to be that guy either. So I usually do, like, Steph went all out with her costume. She dressed as the Macho Man. She bought sunglasses and painted the sort of spike detail in the glasses. She drew on a beard. She attached tassels to her pants so that they swung around just like the Macho Man's did, and I did like the bare minimum. I did not like draw any designs on there. Hulk Hogan has like Hollywood on his do-rag. I didn't do that. Yeah, I just do like just enough, just so like people recognize who I am. And it was enough. People did enjoy the costume, so I'm proud of that part at least. And I just blew a T-spin set up there. All right, bye T-spin. Yeah, cosplay is getting crazier and crazier. In the last few years, I think the big thing with 3D printing's changed a lot, of like being able to print out the super realistic props. And I'm very curious to see like the future of that and what people can make and what's considered considered legal in the competitive cosplay world, of like how much of that counts as you making it. Like what prevents me from winning a cosplay contest by just printing out someone else's 3D printed file for, I don't know, a cloud sword or whatever. And yeah, cosplays are getting bigger. They're getting more electronics. A lot of people are starting to use lights now and Arduinos, so they're like including like actual like computer motherboards to make their lights light up a very specific way. It's cool. And I would love to see where people go from there. And another thing, we've totally failed. We've glossed over this, and it's the big Tetris thing that's happening right now, is that Maximus Cup is back, and as you can see, we are playing on the brand new Luigi's Mansion 3 theme, which you get right away for free, but if you want to keep it past the event, you've got to score at least 100 points in Maximus Cup. So you're going to have to play regular Tetris 99. You're not going to be able to get any points in Invictus. You will want to go into Classic Tetris 99, get 100 points, and then unlock this theme, and then you've got it from now till the end of time. As for this theme, I think it's okay. I like that it's got the nice big Luigi face, and there's the mansion. It looks very nice. Like the mansion in the middle of the board is cool. And there's a shout out to King Boo on the side. I'm not a big fan of this music. It doesn't get me hyped for Tetris, and maybe it's representative of the game's music, but it feels very flat. I think music is a really big part of the Tetris experience, and I know that throughout the history of Tetris they've used music in all sorts of tempos and melodies, but I personally don't think this works very well as Tetris music. Especially when there is a board, an original Tetris 99 board that is similar in style to this one, the Haunted Mansion one. I'll play that one right after this, which I think is actually a lot better thematically and has better music. It has annoying sounds though, which I don't like. But I think that one is a better version of this, conceptually. Well, in execution. Conceptually, they're very similar. Alright, top 20. Again, we are playing for the kids. Top 5 donations, or top 5 finishes will earn a $5 donation, and wins will earn a $10 donation from me. We've donated $5 so far, $90 as a whole throughout this whole Tetris 99 campaign. Put that over here. Put this over here. Try and keep... I want to keep this area clean. Ah. Uh-oh. Over there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, we messed it up. Great. Oh, and we really messed it up there. Climb it. There? I had to do it. I don't like creating that dependency, but... I wasn't going to go over the top. Woo! Here. How about there? Alright, I think we got it. We got it. What? Only one person's been eliminated that whole stretch? Are you kidding me? Ugh. We fought so hard to clear so much of the board, and no one got bounced. Okay, fine. You can go over there. Some housekeeping stuff while I work my way through this mess. Uh-oh. That's not gonna go. And that might be it for us. Yeah, this is not great. Some housekeeping stuff for anyone that's interested in closed captions. In recent months, I've had the captions on screen, and I found a new service that lets you do them off the screen. So if you look below on the Twitch channel, you should see real-time closed captions happening right now, and you can pop those out and then put them on top of your screen and put them wherever you want. Just so you have more control over how it displays, what the font size is, the colors, and all that. Just gives you more control if closed captioning is a priority for you. All right, let's move this, and I want to... This layout is driving me nuts. I'm going to have to move this Tetris message a little bit here, and the Elgato too. The Elgato is over here. Let's move that up a smidgen. Let's move the chat box, or the Tetris message down. That here, and the chat box is here. Wait, unlock that. We'll move you up. There. Great. Let's go back. When you were growing up, Ian, did you dress up for Halloween? And what were some of your like memorable costumes if you did dress up as a kid? I was not the most ambitious kid when it came to dressing up for Halloween. I dressed up as... Most of the time, I dressed up as a baseball player. One, because I loved baseball. And two, even at the time, I was not very ambitious with the costumes. I already played Little League Baseball, so I already had the outfit. So I just wore whatever baseball team I was playing for that season. Oh no. I mean, we could fix that, but that was not a great start. So yeah, for everyone just tuning in, I'm Jet from inthirdperson.com, personal look at video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits, and we are playing Tetris 99 in support of Extra Life, where every top 5 finish earns a $5 donation, and every win earns a $10 donation. This is all in an Invictus mode, so this is really hard. Yeah, most of the time I dressed up as baseball players just because it was easy. And one of the weird things about Halloween, at least in Canada, and I can't speak for other parts of the country or the US, but Canada can get really cold. Like, we're deep in the fall right now. Winter is coming just around the corner, but sometimes, like, it's already snowing in Canada by the time Halloween comes. Or at least it's incredibly cold. So a lot of kids have their costumes, and maybe they're dressed as a princess, but because it's so cold outside, they have to wear their big winter jackets right away, and then you go trick-or-treating and no one can see your costume. And so I remember one year I did dress up as a ninja, but because it was so cold outside, I was just like in my winter jacket and no one could tell. Yeah, let's get a T-spin to go in there. Ah, we need to bring this down. Okay. Yeah. We've created a bit of a mess here. Let's try and bring that down. Down again. Oh, I meant to switch the theme. I was going to show you guys the better Halloween theme. All right. We will do that next. Let's just bring it down. I know I could probably T-spin something. There we go. We got some new T-spin tech right there. That one I learned yesterday while trying to unlock the skin. And I just accidentally did that. And I was like, oh, wait, I could totally create a T-spin that way. Top 50. Not looking great, though. Our board is a bit of a mess here. Okay, there. Bring it down. Bring it down. Alright, here we go. Nice. Okay, things are looking a lot better now. We just need... We need those eyepieces to come raining down for us. Although, how long do I wait? Okay, we're gonna have to burn some lines here. It's getting a little dangerous. There. Hey, we finally knocked someone out. 2 KOs, 1 badge. Oh yes, there was a lot of the carnival games. So there was Keyball. There was the sort of test of strength where you hit the hammer on the thing and then you see how hard. Like you try and hit the bell at the top. That was there. They did shut that down at a certain point though. Not long after we got there, they shut it down. It was kind of annoying hearing that loud bell ringing throughout the day. Or at least it would seem so, because it was so loud and overpowering the music and stuff. But they also had an arcade 1-up Street Fighter 2 machine. So it is the same model of arcade machine that I bought last year. And the same model that did not work for me. And so we were playing Street Fighter 2, and I noticed that the joysticks were busted. It was the same issue where certain directions just didn't respond well, or it took a really long time to read. And so on the player 2 side where I was playing on, I couldn't block low either side. Diagonal's just not working, and it was the same, pretty much the same issue I had with my arcade 1-up machine before I returned it. And so I felt a bit vindicated there of just like, I'm glad that I didn't stick around to try and fix that machine because they're all borked. And like that's gotta be one of my biggest gaming disappointments in a long time, was by having a Street Fighter 2 machine in my house and then just realizing like, oh, this thing is crap. From what I've played of the Marvel Superheroes machine, which has like Marvel vs. Capcom and Marvel Superheroes and the Punisher, that one feels a lot better. That one actually has like Sanwa parts in it, and Sanwa parts are incredibly durable, and they feel a lot more responsive than the stock parts that they have in the Street Fighter 2 machine. So that one seems like a much better get if you were going to get one of those arcade 1-up machines, though. I have a hard time recommending them based on my poor experience that last time. Also, yeah, we were on the brink there. It's still not great. There's still a pile of junk we are working through. And, yeah, we're not going to get there. Ugh. Darn. Alright. So, again, I think this Luigi's Mansion theme, it's good. I think there's a better Halloween theme in the game already. Let me show you. As you see, I've got all these unlocked. This is the one. Scary Castle. I think it has much better Tetris music. I love that the board is animating in the back. Look at that. Look at the bounce. since we have a moment here, shoutouts to everyone hosting the channel right now. Shoutouts from top to bottom on this list. I don't know what the order is, but shoutouts to J606. Of course, Jason over at Downstab. Shoutouts to later levels. Shoutouts to Too Tall for You Fool. Shoutouts to Chris and Rachel over at Double Jump. Shoutouts to Tony at Literally Tony. Again, thank you so much for the donation. And Player 2 Start, thank you for hosting the channel this morning as well. So yeah, listen to that bop right there. That song. I love that sort of like whimsical Halloween sound of this. And I love that the board is animating. We're kind of walking down the street, going from left to right. The only thing I don't like, that scream and that sort of cat meow. That part's annoying, but I think otherwise this one has the Luigi's Mansion board beat. I wonder, I feel like we're gonna get a Pokemon board at some point. I don't know if it's gonna be like in the next 2 weeks. I think that's too close to Luigi's Mansion, but who knows. Also, as we work our way through here, wanted to point out that our big Extra Life Marathon is happening this Saturday, November 2nd. We're less than a week away from 25 hours of us getting together and playing a whole bunch of video games. We've got a little more of the schedule ironed out. We finally got some commitments from Jason. Shout out to Jason over at twitch.tv/J606. So we now know when he will be available. Ah, man, we got torched early there. We know when he'll be available. He'll be on. Double Jump will be on. Matt and John are coming by the house. Player 2 Start's going to be at the house. He's already picked out like a whole bunch of games he wants to play from 4 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock in the morning. It's coming together. It's coming together. There's still at least one. I still have to do a test stream with the secret game. Can I tease the secret game? No. Oh, we could talk about it. It requires me to have a very different stream setup than what I normally run. And there was a bunch of technical stuff I had to fix because I've tried streaming stuff like this before and it completely broke my computer. So I've had to test it, and at least when I run it locally, it's fine. I made some big adjustments to make it work. Now it's just a matter of streaming it to a live page, and I have to set up a burner account. It looks like I'm probably not going to get to do that till Friday. Man, Friday's going to be really busy the day before. Thankfully, I booked it off of work. We've got to clean up the house. I've got to set up all the equipment upstairs in the living room, figure out the lighting, figure out the camera placement. That one's a whole thing that I have to consider. The like streamer logistics here is that one of the challenges is that I'm probably going to spend a lot of time on camera, but I also am the primary producer and technician of this whole thing. So I need to be able to be visible to the camera while also being able to see the screen where I can monitor all the stats. And unfortunately, like when I'm sitting at my desk here, it's easy. I glance to the left and can see everything. But if I'm sitting on a couch playing video games with you guys, that's not as conducive. And I'm trying to change the camera angle this year because I felt like in hindsight the main camera was too far away, and so you couldn't really see our facial expressions, and I really want that this year. So I want to bring the camera closer, but if I put the monitor on the coffee table where I can see it, then I'm blocking a big part of the view. So definitely some logistical stuff to figure out. Yeah, having a plan for both a marathon stream, but also the company sounds like a lot to handle. Yes, it is. Yeah, like figuring out where people are going to sleep, because I can't expect everyone to stay awake for 25 hours straight. I'm not going to stay awake for 25 hours straight. There's at least one to two spots in the marathon that have been scheduled where I'm not going to be around. I'm not going to tell you when, but there's going to be segments there where I won't be around, and hopefully that's okay. Hopefully the people that will be running those segments are going to do a fantastic job, and you won't even notice. Well, you might notice, but maybe you'll be having even more fun getting to see people who normally aren't streaming with me run the show. Uh-oh. Alright, we just gotta hit this T-spin like right now, even though it's just a single. Alright. We have to figure out food. I think I know what we're doing. Like last year's solution was pretty good. Hopefully that'll work again. We'll just make a run to Costco and grab a bunch of things. Make sure we have enough coffee for everybody. We normally don't drink coffee in the house. Like we both drink some coffee here and there, but it's mostly like buying Starbucks or Tim Hortons when we're out. And so, yeah, we need to have a lot on premises. It'll be fun. I'm sure we will have a great time, and I'm looking forward to playing games with all of the family and friends that are coming by. Yeah, shoutouts to my wife, Steph, who's going to be instrumental in helping me coordinate some of the behind-the-scenes stuff. And she'll be leading at least one segment of the show with her sister, Michelle. Shout out to Michelle. Shout out to Yasha. Shout outs to Dusty. While we will definitely have at least one dog on stream. Sir Dusty Bottoms, who is I think a Pembroke Welsh Corgi. He was on stream. He's been on stream a couple times. Yeah, he will be in the house. Randy at Player 2 Start will be there. Jenna will be there. My cousin Janice might drop by again at like 5 o'clock in the morning. We'll see how she's feeling. But I know she wants to be involved in some shape or form. My cousin Jenna will be there. Of course, our Overwatch ringer. Who else is going to be there? Yeah, Jason, downstab.com. He's going to dial in, play some games with us. Chris and Rachel over at Double Jump are going to be with us if all goes according to plan. They'll be on the stream pretty early. And yeah, we've got some stuff that we're going to play as well. It looks like the Phoenix... Actually, I'll hold off on that part for now. There will definitely be some hockey played. Matt and John definitely going to play some NHL 20 with me, and probably Yash again. We'll run it back, our game. I can't remember if I was playing with John. I think I was playing with John, and Matt and Yash beat us last year. Hoping to get our revenge this time. Nope. Okay. Oh, no. Those are some really bad drops there. Okay, the key is... Oh, that's not going to roll. But that will. Oh, that's not going to climb? Okay, fine. You do you. That's not what I wanted. Definitely not what I wanted there. Okay, this is getting really sloppy here. And I need to clean all this up. There are a lot of unforced errors here. Please? No. What other stuff is happening? Yeah, Crash Team Racing is going to be played at some point. Super Mario Maker 2 will be there. There will be some co-op Super Mario Maker 2. Randy has a whole list of games he wants to play as well. We're thinking right now that the end of the show will be Ring Fit Adventure. I think when everybody is just at their most tired, we will work it out at the end. We'll get all sweaty and gross, and then we will part our separate ways, and I'll go take a shower. I am sort of / not really looking forward to that part. It could make for good streaming material. I'm not sure how to mic that up yet, but I'll have to figure it out. Bum 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 bum. So for everyone tuning in, just tuning in, I'm Jeff from inthirdperson.com. Personal look at video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits, and we are playing Tetris 99 in support of Extra Life. I'm donating $5 for every top 5 finish in Invictus mode, and $10 for every win. And so far, we've raised $5 today. We got one top 5 finish. But overall, I've donated $90 to Extra Life so far in this campaign. Today is the last day I'm doing this before the big marathon on November the 2nd. I can't even exercise when I'm full of energy. I hear you, man. It's hard. And based on my time with Ring Fit Adventure, that game is a workout. Oh my goodness. That game does not play. I mean, there are aspects of Wii Fit that can be a little more strenuous, but I felt a lot of that was just sort of like yoga poses and stretches. Nah, this game is making you run on the spot. This game is making you do a lot more intense stuff. And so I'm looking forward to playing more of that, and at some point getting myself a copy and playing some Ring Fit Adventure as well. Now here's a question, and I mean, like, this is going to be a heavily biased question. Would you be interested in watching someone, either me or another streamer, stream Ring Fit Adventure? I don't know whether, like, you're playing along or just watching someone to see how the game is. Like, we're probably gonna stream it for Extra Life, but at some point I do plan on getting the game. I don't know if I want to, like, make that a thing, like stream that more regularly or at all. I don't know. I don't know if I want to open myself up that way. We need to bring this down. Like, this is ridiculous. The classic double eye dependency here. I'm just gonna have to close it off. Like, let's just start, cut off the board at a certain spot, and now we've cut it off way too high. Yikes. And just start bringing it down there. Can we fix this? I think we can. I think we got time, as long as we don't get attacked into oblivion here. Something like that. Yeah. Okay. We're laughing. Yeah, the biggest motivator for me to exercise, I guess the two biggest motivators, we've talked about it a little bit. One was self-esteem. Like, I didn't like being judged for my physical appearance. I think I was made fun of a lot for being very skinny. In particular, because I was a fan, well, still a fan of basketball and playing the sport, and I was undersized, to say the least, against some of my more fit competition. But then also, related to basketball, I really wanted to be able to dunk a basketball, and I did research online that suggested, like, here are the exercises you need to do in order to be able to dunk a basketball. And I'm not the tallest guy in the world. I'm like 5'7". But there are people that are shorter than me that can dunk a basketball. And I made it my mission that I'm going to do all these exercises. I'm going to concentrate on my legs in order to be able to dunk. And it didn't quite work out for me. I got close, though. Like, I could dunk on... I think I maxed out at being able to dunk on, like, a 9-foot net. So it did definitely increase my vertical, but I never quite got there by the end. Bum, 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 bum. Top 40. Speaking of top 40, here's a fun story. Are you guys familiar with where the term top 40 comes from in top 40 radio? And, like, why that format even exists? This is a fun story I learned in radio broadcasting school. I'll just share it. So, in the early days of radio, it used to be a format where the DJs would come in, they would bring a whole bunch of their records, and they would play them. And there was basically no repetition in the music because the DJs were playing whatever they wanted, and the radio stations were realizing, like, the ratings for these shows aren't that great. Like, not that many people are tuning in or sticking around. And the program director of this one particular radio station used to frequent this bar. And as the story goes, he noticed that when people were using the jukebox, they always played the same songs over and over again. And that made him realize, like, oh, people don't want, like, a truly random set of music or only hearing one song a day. Like, they just want to hear, like, the hits. And so one day, the station just mandated, here are 40 songs. These are the only 40 songs you can play during your shift. And DJs revolted. They're like, what are you doing? You're killing the variety. It's just going to get super boring for everybody involved, and no one's going to want to listen to this. And it turns out, no, people want that format. They absolutely want that format. And that became, like, the modern standard for radio. The whole top 40 format was born out of that. Just a really interesting insight, and a totally true one. Just outside of top 10. I will say, though, US radio versus Canadian radio. Canadian radio is better. When I go to the States and I listen to the like, I'm not trying to start World War III here, but the repetition in the US, particularly at the top 40 stations, is nuts. Absolutely nuts. There used to be a radio station, there used to be, like, a website you could go to see how often radio stations were playing songs. And in Canada, like, the #1 hit song. Let's just say Old Town Road. I'm not about to come to the defense of American radio, nor should you, or anyone for that. Oh, man. So here we go. Some damning evidence against American radio. The most played songs in Canada at like your top 40 station, which relies heavily on repeating music. The #1 most played song at any given time would get played about 40 times a week. So like 7-8 times a day, that song would get played. In the US, same song, same chart standing, would get played about 120 times a week. It was like 4 times as many times. And you hear it, like, listening to US radio, especially compared to Canada, like, oh my goodness, like, you guys are literally not stopping Kelly Clarkson or whatever the hot song is, Ariana Grande. It's just on repeat all the time, and because it literally is on repeat all the time. And one of the biggest differentiators in Canada is that Canada has it has laws that require radio stations to play at least 35% Canadian music. And so there are some cons to this as well. Like, especially during the 80s and 90s, when Canadian music was not as popular on the global stage. Like, there weren't as many Canadian acts cranking out big international hits. We would listen to a lot of Celine Dion, a lot of the Bare Naked Ladies, a lot of Shania Twain. And in hip-hop, like, man, like, there were no Canadian international superstars like playing like the big pop hits you'd actually want to hear. So the companies like Much Music, the MTV of Canada, and when they were making music videos and stuff, they put a lot of money into like Canadian hip-hop artists funding videos and things like that, just so they had content to play to meet these legal requirements. So it made stars out of guys like Choclair and Cardinal Official, who eventually did break out on his own and had a top 5 hit on US radio with Akon. But yeah, Drake was kind of the turning point of that, like, for at least Canadian hip-hop, opening the doors of like, hey, this is a Canadian music artist that's big on a global stage, like a Canadian hip-hop music artist that we actually want to hear anyway. And so yeah, 35%. So yeah, you'll hear your big songs, but then because they have to play Canadian music, you just get a bit more variety in what you're listening to. But yeah, there are definitely artists these days, like, I'm not gonna name names, but there are artists that are getting played on Canadian radio primarily because they have to fill out the requirements of 35%, and they don't really have anyone else to fit the bill. That a controversial move right there. I may regret that in like 2 seconds. Yep. Ugh. Let's try again. Let me just do a quick check on my phone here. All right. Shoutouts to Extra Life TO for retweeting my notice that I was going live. Appreciate that group. Of course, I'm part of the Extra Life Toronto Guild, and I support Extra Life as much as I can. I have not worked as many events as I should have, and I have not shown up to too many of the social events, and I should do more, and I hope I can do more in the future. But always thinking of those guys. Shoutouts to Justin, Jess, literally Tony, everybody else in the Extra Life TO crew. Bum, 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 bum. Oh yeah, Luigi. Okay, we should talk about Luigi's Mansion. That's out this week, this Friday. I've been sitting on a Nintendo Switch eShop voucher for months now that I plan on using on that game. I guess I might as well just wait for the reviews in case that the game bombs miserably for some reason. At least I can bank it for something else. But based on what I have played, I have very high hopes for Luigi's Mansion 3. I thought the game looks gorgeous when I played it IRL a couple months back. Looked gorgeous. I love the level designs of that demo piece, at least. And I'm hopeful this is going to be a big-time game. I'm not all that interested in the multiplayer, to be honest. That looks like some slapped-on minigames to extend the life of what's probably going to be a relatively short experience. But overall, still looking forward to playing Luigi's Mansion. Any of you guys have any plans on picking that one up? Bum, bum, ba, ba, bum. Yeah, I've never played Luigi's Mansion 1, but I have played Luigi's Mansion 2, and I did enjoy that. It is a little puzzle-solvy, though. Like, if you guys watch me play other games, especially like the Zelda, the Link's Awakening streams, you know that I have issues with problem-solving and puzzle-solving, and Luigi's Mansion in particular relies a lot on puzzle-solving and being curious about the world and interacting with every single thing in order to find the one thing you need to trigger to open the next door or find the next thing. And so I know that's going to be a pain point for me, and that's more an issue of me as a gamer more than the game itself, I think. And looking at the schedule now, it's going to be weird. I don't know when I'm going to get to stream Luigi's Mansion this week. We're not this is the last stream until the marathon. I might do a rehearsal stream, but probably not going to stream Luigi's Mansion, I don't think. I'm just going to be testing out like my equipment. And so after the marathon, I want to finish off the Link's Awakening Let's Play, and then after that, Ian and I are going to play Pokemon together. And by then, I probably will have beaten Luigi's Mansion in the background. So, not quite sure when I'll get around to that, but we will. I'm excited for... Ian says, I'm excited for it, but if I don't get it for a birthday gift, I won't be picking it up anytime soon. I'm saving all spending money for my anniversary trip in December. Ooh! If I may ask, where are you and Destiny going on your anniversary trip? That sounds very exciting. Steph and I have our anniversary in January. And we're not going on a trip. We're going to a basketball game, as we do. Kind of our anniversary tradition. We go watch the Toronto Raptors play. Yeah, I'm curious to hear. Where are you going? I'm going to visit a foreign land. Hope anniversary was in August, but this was the earliest we could get something to book. Okay. Well, happy belated anniversary to you and Destiny. And where are you going, if I may ask? Bum 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 bum. For those just tuning in, I'm Jet from inthirdperson.com, personal look at video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. And we are playing Tetris 99 in support of Extra Life. I'm making donations. For every top 5 finish, I will donate $5 to Extra Life. I've donated 5 so far today. And for every win, I will donate $10. We are playing in Invictus mode, so this is really hard. And you don't have to wait for me to support the cause. You can also donate at the link in the top right-hand side of your screen, bit.ly/jet2019, or you can hit the Twitch widget below and make a donation through there. It all goes to the same spot. This is falling apart for me really fast. Man, life comes at you real quick. Ah! And Ian says, we're going to Hershey, Pennsylvania, but we are swinging by West Virginia on the way to check out some Fallout 76 related places. She's a huge Fallout fan, though not necessarily 76 specifically. Oh, that's cool. Video game tourism. I like it. I like it. Ugh. That's definitely an interesting factor. Like, I've been to New York City and I've played Grand Theft Auto and was like, oh, I recognize these areas from the game. And I would love to do that again at some point. Maybe not Grand Theft Auto, but visiting real-world places that have appeared in video games. Like Assassin's Creed, being able to go to Italy and see the spots where, like, Ezio was, that'd be dope. I'm not the biggest Assassin's Creed guy anymore, but if I could go and visit, like, one, visiting Italy in general, but two, getting to be in the locations where my favorite Assassin's Creed games happened would be fantastic. Dude, that's like a blog post right there. Maybe you steal it or I do it. I'm really busy right now and I haven't been able to write in days, but the idea of, like, video game tourism and, like, what places you'd want to see because they appeared in a video game. Huh. I want to think about that. What other locations? Like, at the... Oh, Cedric says, at the moment, Invictus is way easier to play. Cannot play with the Luigi theme. Yeah, you can play with the Luigi theme. Oh, you can't unlock the Luigi theme until you play, yeah, you have to play regular Tetris 99 until you unlock the theme. Then you can go back to Invictus and play it. So, I have unlocked Luigi. I just wanted to show off this board because I think it's better than the Luigi one. So yeah, welcome back, Cedric. How you doing today? And yeah, just to get you up to speed on what we were talking about the idea of video game tourism and visiting a part of the world because part of the world that you recognize from a, like, in-game location. I got places 25 and 1 unlocked it, but I'm dropping way too much. Ah. I know that feel. I know that feel. Yeah, where would I want to go based on, like, locations? I think, yeah, the Assassin's Creed stuff really sticks out to me. And then Ian, yeah, Hershey, Pennsylvania. That's cool. And again, congratulations. I hope you two have a fantastic time on your trip. I think for me, New Orleans would be the closest place. Infamous 2 technically takes place in a fictional city, but the city is modeled off of New Orleans, and I really liked how that area looks in the game. Alright, there you go. That counts. Because technically, Grand Theft Auto doesn't take place in New York City. It takes place in Liberty City. So yeah, absolutely counts. And I would love to go to New Orleans as well. Between the food and the party-like atmosphere, it seems like New Orleans would be a fun place to be. Squeeze that in there. Ah! Oh, that was a really bad, really bad drop. And yeah, we're toast. Can I visit Woohoo Island? That's almost a different topic. But I like it. Woohoo Island. Okay, so let's switch gears here then. What fictional video game place would you like to visit if you could? And let's go back to Luigi's Mansion here. And also, I haven't been finding Invictus any easier. I got top 5 once, and we haven't sniffed top 10 since. Give me a second going to find my blog post about it. Ah, see, you've already done the research. I'd have to think about that. See, the problem with video game worlds is that a lot of them are meant to be death traps. They're supposed to prevent you from progressing. And so, a lot of them are treacherous in nature, and I don't know if I want that in my life. Wedge Island to play golf there. Okay. That's a good choice. Excuse me. If it was for playing golf, I would probably choose a course from Mario Golf on the Nintendo 64, because I love Mario Golf on the Nintendo 64. That is one of my it might be my favorite sports video game of all time. I played the heck out of that game and got birdies on every single course. Can I, like, okay, that was, whoa, 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 whoa. All right, we need to settle down here. You need to calm down. You're being too loud. Whatever the lyrics are. The one that jumps to my mind right now is Zora's Domain and Breath of the Wild. That place is gorgeous. Yes, absolutely. I can't swim, though, so the whole underwater thing kind of horrifies me. I know you're above the water, technically, once you get into Zora's Domain, but I would have difficulty getting there unless they had transportation. I would like to do the submarine tour of what is that place in BioShock? I don't remember what that environment is called. That world is called now. Just the submarine tour would be nice. I definitely don't want to mess with the splicers and all that. Yeah, they can stay there. Honestly, anywhere with beautiful water. Isle Delfino would be great as well. This is true. And so, for all the shade that I throw at Mario Sunshine, I will say that Isle Delfino is a beautiful place, and that would be a neat place to visit. Yeah, I'd have to look at my collection of games. Maybe that's the show and tell. I'll go and grab a bunch of games with the notion of, like, here's the places I would want to visit. Man, if you could visit, like, IRL Mario Maker, and it's just populated by, like, Kaizo levels, that would be one of the worst places to visit. No, everyone, it would just be the ultimate death trap. No, thank you. The world of Splatoon would be kind of neat. Very messy, though. I know mechanically Sunshine is a bit weak, but I really enjoy the world and the game's music. This is fair, and I love that. I think it's the Delfino, the dun 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 dun. That theme is great. Yeah, my biggest gripe with... I have assorted gripes, but it's been a long time since I played Mario Sunshine, so I don't know how much of it still stands. I think my biggest thing was the camera angles drove me nuts in that game. There are some sections in particular where there's a lot of vertical platforming, and it's really hard to do just because the camera's never in a good spot for it. Where would I want to go? I guess going to the world of Animal Crossing would be alright. Kind of mundane though, right? Like, that's basically just everyday life except in a forest with animal people and less stuff to do. Where would I want to... Yeah, I'm gonna have to think about that. New Donk City, George 402, welcome to the chat. That is a good choice. Actually, that's an excellent choice, now that I think about it. Man, that... maybe my favorite level in Super Mario... favorite world in Super Mario Odyssey, and there's a ton of life, a ton of things to see and do. If you are acrobatic in particular, there is a lot going on. Great music. Wow, excellent choice, George. Side note, there's another shout out I have to do right after this game. If your humor is flat, Rogueport. I do not understand the reference. Please explain. I know this is the Tetris plays a little sloppy at the moment. We'll try and clean that up as we go. Paper Mario 2. Ah, see, I haven't played that one yet. If you're talking about, like, 1,000 Year Door, haven't gone that far. I've only played the original Paper Mario, which I streamed earlier this year. That was a good 5 months of our streaming schedule was me playing Paper Mario. That's a great game, by the way. I'm glad that I finally crossed that off my bucket list this year. And I look forward to streaming 1,000 Year Door probably early next year. Yes, Laura, I played Paper Mario Sticker Star. Also, welcome back. Yes, Laura, how you doing today? I saw you were streaming just before I got on. I hope your stream went well. Sticker Star, okay. I have not played that one. Cool. So yeah, just to get... Oh, geez. Get you guys caught up to speed. I'm not sure how much of the conversation you've gotten. We were talking about video game locations you would want to visit in real life if you could. Your stream was fun. Great. What did you stream today? Top 10. Can we get... Oh, no. No, 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 no. All right. Come on. This is for the kids. Please. I gotta tough this out. Hopefully we can make a donation right here. No. Okay. Throw that there. There. Oh, come on. Okay. And we can hang on for one more spot. Woo! There we go. Okay. Can we get top 10? Or get number 1? If we can get a win, I will donate $10 to Extra Life. Hey, top 3. Oh, that's not going to roll over. Okay, fine. Be that way. Oh, come on. There. Good. There we go. Top 2. For the win. And for the kids, for Extra Life. Let's go. Get that T-spin set up there, too. Ah! Nope. Oh, that was terrible. Okay, fine. Okay. That might have been... Oh, no! Ah! Second place. We were like that close. That close. Alright, let me catch up on the chat, and then we will make another donation to Extra Life. I know, second place, I'm a little salty about that, but we still make a positive contribution to the kids at the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals. So close. Yeah. So let me catch up here. The first, Ian says, relating to Paper Mario, the first 2 are the best, although the Wii one is pretty solid too, just very different mechanically. I did play Super Paper Mario. I do have that on the shelf here somewhere. Yes, Laura says, oh, definitely the game I was playing then. Haha, Ni no Kuni. I enjoyed Ni no Kuni. I have that here. I played like 40 hours of it and realized I'm like 20% of the way through this game and was like, I have to move on with my life, but I remember enjoying that one. Ian says, I'd love to see the comedians in the Fairy Village live. Like, yes, Laura says, yes, it's very gorgeous. Hype, you got this. So close. All right, let's go make this donation here real quick. So let's, let me set this up. We will shout out everybody in the group right now. So let me just change some information here. Add a message. Shout outs to Adventure Rules. Yes, Laura. Cedric Pie? I think it's Pie. I know you spell it weird. Cedric Pie and George 402. And let's throw another Cedric PLE. That's it. Yes. I keep messing that up. I'm sorry. I'm just going to call you Cedric. There we go. I've got it in the message. So let's donate $5. It'll pop up any minute now. Okay, got it. Let me update some tickers here. So the Tetris 99 message, we've now donated $10 today for a total of $95 donated to Extra Life. And there we go. The donations are coming in really fast. Didn't even have time to run that. Let me show that one more time because I didn't get a fair shake there. There we go. So another $5 for Extra Life. 100% of the proceeds go to the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals, which is a network of 170 hospitals that take care of tens of thousands of kids every day. So anything you can provide to support is truly appreciated. You can hit the link in the top left-hand corner of your screen, bit.ly/jet2019 if you'd like to make a donation as well, or use the ticker below. There's a link there, goes to the same spot. And all the donations
Shoutouts to Adventure Rules, Yolora, Cedric Pila, and George 402.
That's amazing. And one other shout out. This is some housekeeping stuff. Right after the stream ended on Wednesday, we got a follow from AmpShock.com.
Yeah,
Shout outs
right?
to you, AmpShock. Thank you so much for the follow. Shout outs to your church who introduced him and his group to this channel. So they're probably busy doing church stuff right now, but shout outs to everybody in AmpShock's church. And I hope you're all doing well. All right, let's try and get some more donations on the board. Oh, so yeah, quick check. Yes, Laura, you're doing well. George, how you doing today? And other places I'd want to visit. That might be a show and tell thing, like right after this game. If you give me a sec, run a quick ad, and we'll I'll try and grab some games off the shelf really fast of like places I'd want to go. Yeah, Mario Sunshine's a good one. New Donk City's a great one. I never do Nintendo Switch games on these show and tells. I have Switch ones here. Maybe we'll bring out those cases as well. Ni no Kuni would be a cool place to visit. The world of Ni no Kuni and the forests and all the monsters you can pocket. I've had Ni no Kuni 2 on my list of stuff to play, and that game has gotten really cheap, and I just haven't gotten around to it. You've played both. What did you think of Ni no Kuni 2? You just bought the remastered version. Okay. Yeah, Ni no Kuni I had on the PS3. I know it's out now on the Switch. And I wouldn't be against playing it on the Switch. Oh, Ni no Kuni 2 is not the same since Studio Ghibli stepped out. Same, I need to play it eventually. I'd love it if they bring that one to Switch too. Agreed. Yeah, Studio Ghibli. Yeah, that was a big appeal of the first game. I did play, like, a demo of Ni no Kuni 2 at a convention, and I still thought it looked really good. I could tell, like, it's obviously different. The combat was very different. Like, it wasn't about pocket monsters anymore, which struck me as interesting, but it was still fun. But the second one was still good. You love the story. Great. And yet... Ah, yes, they got rid of the familiars. Yeah. It seemed like a more conventional combat system, like you're controlling a party of people who had different abilities and stuff. But they brought in something cuter called Higgledies. Okay. At some point. It is on my list of games to pick up at some point. Yeah, the next RPG I'll be playing is Pokemon Sword. Though I'm starting to feel like I should have gotten Shield. Like, I get Surfetched in Sword, but I kind of like Galarian Ponyta better. Ooh, yeah. Galarian Ponyta is where it's at. Would you want to visit any of the Pokemon worlds? I guess. What do you think about Galarian Ponyta being Psych instead of Fairy? Ah, you are going a level of Pokemon nerdy beyond me. I know I have the Snorlax beanbag chair peeking out behind me. I don't know if you can see that right there. My Pokemon fandom doesn't go quite that far where I'm like particular about the typing and all that. I just think it looks really pretty, and I would like to catch one of those. And so yeah, I can't speak to the type advantage and all that, but I hope it's good. I hope the game's good. I hope that Pokemon is good. Yes, it does look pretty. Ian definitely is more in the mechanical side of Pokemon, and in a couple of weeks you'll be able to watch him kick my butt in Pokemon Let's Go. Just before the launch of Pokemon Sword and Shield, he's going to come on the channel. We're going to play that game together. He'll school me in the Pokemon ways. My primary Pokemon game that I play is Pokemon Go, actually. And that one's a lot of fun. And I know types at a rudimentary level, but, like, it's not that important to the combat in that game, really. I've never played Pokemon... Oh, you've played Pokemon Fire Green, that's it. Oh, okay. I mean, I may not kick your butt. My teams aren't designed with competitiveness in mind or anything like that. Well, I'm also bad at Pokemon, so... Yeah, the only competitive matches I played on stream were against Chris over at Double Jump, twitch.tv/xdoublejump, and the only reason I won was because she did not have a counter to my Snorlax. Like, she had me beat in every other regard, like, strategy and everything. It was just she didn't have a counter to Snorlax, and that was it. If she had a counter for Snorlax Sleep, I'd be toast. And every match I played where I didn't have Snorlax, I got roasted. Ah! Really bad drop there. These are the ones you panic for. Okay. Oh, come on. Hang on just a little longer. There. There we go. Woo! Oh, no! I switched the wrong piece! No! Okay, that was a huge mess up on my part. And that might have cost us this whole game here. Oh, no. Okay. Woo! Sorry about that. Snorlax is a tough Pokemon to deal with for sure. Ah. Yeah, Snorlax, the high health, and Sleep. Sleep saved my life so many times. Of just being able to nullify whatever that Pokemon had if I can make it fall asleep. Top 50. Ian says, I hope Sword and Shield breathe some new life into the competitive scene. I didn't like what Sun and Moon added with Tapus being so prevalent as well as Ultra Beasts. Okay. I guess going back, I know we're jumping back and forth on these discussions here. I guess I would like to visit whatever that island is on Sun and Moon. Because it's basically Hawaii, and I love Hawaii. It is my favorite U.S. state. No offense to everybody else in the States, whatever state you are from or live in. But in my humble opinion, Hawaii is the best. That is all. Thank you for... What's the phrase? Thanks for coming to my TED Talk? Alola, yes. That's the one. I guess Galar region, by default, would be another place I would love to visit because I love England. England is a fantastic country to visit if you ever get the chance. Alola Diglett, yes! Alola Diglett is fabulous. That hair, though. I am personally offended at your rejection of my state. It's really great, you know. We have tobacco, I guess. I don't know what state you were referring to, but we will leave it at that. Yeah, I live more or less in a part of Canada that easily the most popular part of Canada, but a lot of Canadians hate Toronto for being the big city and in a lot of ways being not like the rest of the country. I think one of the observations I've made. Yeah, it's sarcasm. I get it. Some Canadian dynamics here. A lot of people outside of Toronto don't like Toronto because it's the whole city mentality, and I think what a lot of people in the city take for granted is that Canada is one of the least dense, like population-wise, countries in the world. Most of Canada is super spread out and very rural and lives on farms and suburbs and small communities, and that experience is very different from what happens in the metropolitan areas like a Toronto, like a Vancouver. And so, yeah, a lot of people in Canada kind of hate on Toronto, even though we have some great stuff of our own here. All right, let me look for some games of places I would like to visit. We're going to run a quick ad here. Don't go away. I have stress with a Canadian at the moment. LOL. Why do you have stress with a Canadian? Okay, I'm going to run a quick ad. I'm probably going to be talking in the background while I look through some games. I'm going to grab the first games I see, so these may not be great places, but I'm going to do this real quick. BRB, I'm going to run this ad. Don't go away. Here we go. Ugh. I don't know if this counts. I think it though. This would be a messed up place to visit. We're gonna show it anyway. I don't know if the ad's done yet. I don't think I'm quite done looking at looking for games. All right, cool. Give me 1 second. I have some here. I just need a couple more. Alright, I'm grabbing a random, well, not a random game, but... Alright, we're just gonna go with these. Alright, we back. So yeah, Cedric, why are you beefing with the Canadians? Canadians are such nice people. Also should have taken a moment to... So I grabbed a couple games off the shelf. Places I'd like to go. It seems like Pokemon has some really great worlds I would love to visit. My first Pokemon game that I played, Pokemon X. This one, like, I don't remember. It's personal. Okay, we don't have to talk about it any further. Pokemon X is basically Paris, and it's another place I visited this year. I love Paris a lot. And so, as long as I don't have to venture through the world of Pokemon X with that weird sort of, like, behind the character, but slightly low, and it's really confusing to figure your way out around Paris. Paris is confusing enough as is. As long as I don't have to navigate it that way, I would love to visit whatever region this is in Pokemon X. And I apologize for the camera. The lighting keeps eating all my boxes. I need to find a better solution for that. If anyone has any suggestions, let me know. This one is maybe a little outside the box, but it would be a fairly safe place. I know there's a lot of enemies in the area and stuff, and later on in the game, some characters are actually kind of freaky and carry sharp objects, but I think the world of Yoshi's Crafted World would be absolutely adorable. I think seeing the yarn Yoshis running around everywhere, and everything is so soft and cuddly, and Poochie's there, and who doesn't love Poochie, right? So I would love to go and visit this place IRL. Cedric says, if you visit the world of Fire Green, you would be hilarious. I think that's just the first region, right? That would be cool too. And Ian says, it took me 3 playthroughs to realize that the camera in Lumoise City is designed to move around with the roller skates. Makes it so much easier to navigate. Huh. No. Okay, Fire Green, I have no idea, man. I do not understand my Pokemon generations. I am a casual Pokemon fan. Well, I'm a hardcore Pokemon Go fan, but like mainline Pokemon, like, couple more. Maybe not the most ideal places to visit, but I just kind of wanted to talk about this game, the world of Skate. I mean, this is basically the entire world is a giant skate park, and we would spend hours just trying to master kickflips, which I guess is like real life, basically. But I loved Skate for finding a way to make more realistic skateboarding a thing in video games instead of Tony Hawk fantastical string together 800 tricks in a row. Like, I still remember my friend Rashid and I playing the demo for hours, just trying to like kickflip onto a picnic table and then kickflip off, and it was the greatest thing. There were no points, no rewards. It was just, can you pull off this one basic trick? And it made that fascinating. You know, Fire Red and Leaf Green, basically first generation. It is 3rd generation remake of Red and Blue, so it's set in Kanto. Okay, yes, I'm familiar enough with Kanto because we go back to Kanto in Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. And yes, I do enjoy that world. Fire Green is a German parody on Pokemon, just pure sarcasm. Okay. 2 more things. These wouldn't necessarily be the greatest places to visit, I think, but this would be horrifying if you lived in the world of sneaking and the Burger King guy just like snuck up behind you from a bush and then just handed you a burger. Like, this would be horrible. Oh man. Yeah, one of the oddities in my collection, I've got the whole Burger King trilogy. This would be a horrible place to live in, of just having like the Burger King stalk you all the time and give you food. I guess if he's giving you free burgers, that's one thing, especially if you're really hungry. Personally, I don't really like Burger King food. Don't tell Burger King that if they try and sponsor me someday. But yeah, one of the oddities in my collection, Sleep King. I've got the whole Burger King trilogy of games, and this one's still sealed. I have a feeling maybe it's worth slightly more than the $5 it was when it came out at launch. And one last one, a super messed up world to visit, and I guess you could do that with the use of some substances. Cedric says, PLE says, Burger King? Haven't eaten there since 10 years, LOL. If they sponsor you, I'm sure you'll find something you like. Actually, my wife and I were eating at Burger King a couple of weeks ago. We just happened to be close by. I had the... Oh man, I can't remember the burger. It was the Big King with the bacon and the like the deep fried onions on it. That was pretty decent. It was way too big of a burger though. Like it was like the size of my face, and I could barely get through it. But it was good. I will say that. And Cedric says you don't like fast food. That's fair. And one last one, places to visit. This isn't really a place per se. You could probably simulate that with the use of certain... I'm not condoning the use of said chemicals, but Tetris Effect. There's a lot of trippy stuff that happens in these games, and if you were to be in the backdrops of this, like in outer space with the sparks and the stars and flying into outer space and all that stuff, it would be quite the trip. Good thing the family-friendly tag is off, and I don't condone the use of any sort of chemicals to create those types of effects. Don't do it, kids. Ian says I usually get their chicken parmesan sandwich. Not sure if they still have it. Been a while since I've been there. I don't know. I tend to not do the chicken sandwiches when they're options. I did eat some McDonald's last night, though. After the Halloween party, we ate some 3 o'clock McDonald's, and that was pretty good. I had the McNuggets meal. And another... I always talk about this with Jason over at Downstab. U.S. prices. So I trashed U.S. radio. But you guys have the best prices on chicken McNuggets in the States. Like $5 for 20 nuggets? That's insane. Highway robbery. I don't understand how you guys do that. In Canada, like, getting a 6-piece combo was like double the price. 20 nuggets even more expensive. I don't understand the math, how you guys can get your 20-piece nugget meals for so cheap. But I'm jealous of you for that. Nuggets aren't even my favorite thing on McDonald's menu. But the fact that you can get so many nuggets for so cheap is such a great value proposition. Come on, okay. There. 20 nuggets, I think, are $7.99. Yeah, see, it's expensive for you guys, too. In the States, it's dirt cheap. Like $5 US for 20 nuggets. See, I get every country has its strengths and weaknesses, and there's one of them. All right, let's take a moment to be positive about the world. Like like what is something that you like about the place that you live, without getting overly. Don't give us your address. Don't give us fuel to like dox you or anything like that. But something that you like about the place that you live in. I will say, as I have gotten older, I've grown to really appreciate free healthcare in this country. I do not understand, like, learning more about, like, the U.S. medical system, and not to throw shade at you, Ian, specifically, but I don't understand how y'all do it. I think the idea of, like, having to pay for healthcare and go to the doctor and stuff, that doesn't make sense to me at all. I think I'd much prefer, like, hey, I'm sick, I'm just gonna go to the doctor and take care of this, and not have to worry about staying sick because I can't afford to get better. You like your language, and our social state is really good. Okay, that's good. What else do I like about Canada? I like that we are the current reigning NBA champions of the world. Take that. I've got the banner still hanging up. I will always have the banner in my backdrop of the Toronto Raptors championship, because that's just how it is in sports. The banners stay up forever. And that rule will apply here on the stream as well. Actually, I'm supposed to swap out stuff today. I don't know if I'm going to get to it. But at some point this week, I have to swap the backdrops, and we'll put some new stuff up. I'm going to put up the goal this month is to get the giant Fire Emblem art up. I have it framed. It's been sitting on the floor beside me for like the last few weeks. That should be up in November. So looking forward to having that up there. But I'm going to have to redo a lot of this because right now it doesn't fit at all. You like basketball? Okay, seems typical American. See, I'm not an American, bro. I'm Canadian. Which is very un-Canadian because Canada is hockey country. But yeah, for funsies, I'll point that out. Oh, it's being covered by the Extra Life stuff right now. But over here, the Genesis box there. Yeah, we got the basketball 2019 NBA champions, Toronto Raptors. You live in North America, so you are American, not US American. See, okay, I am German and European at the same time. That's an interesting way of putting it, because Canadians I don't identify as North American. Like, yes, I live in the area that is North America. I would never describe myself as American. Ever, ever, ever. Not even North American. Like, yes, I'm from North America, technically, but I would never identify as American. I think it's maybe not fair of me to speak on behalf of the entire country of Canada, but generally speaking, Canadians would not identify as American or even like North American. Like it's Canada. It's a separate thing. It's weird. Like I would think that Germany and European, like the relationship between the different countries, like that seems to make perfect sense. That Germany, the people in Germany would refer to themselves as German and European, but it doesn't work that same way in North America. So technically you are American. I'm not saying I'm technically not American, but the lexicon, we would not refer to ourselves as American in Canada, no. And to your point, yes, I'm technically North American for whatever that is. But Canadians would not use that language to identify themselves. The more you know. But yeah, I never would have even thought about that until you brought it up just now. Wonder if that's a difference in culture? Like, people in Europe would refer to all of us as Americans, but people in North America pretty much only use America to refer to the United States. Exactly! That's exactly it, Ian. Like, and Ian, you can speak. On behalf of the American people, you would not identify Canadians as Americans, correct? And Cedric says, how would you refer to your gender? Male, female, or other? That's a question from a YouTube poll. That's a completely different thing. That's a whole other discussion. And a very complex one, and one we will not have on the show today. But yes, as a Canadian, I would... Fako Spy Robot says, call a Swiss person German, and they will correct you as well. The difference in the country is named after the continent. It's a false dichotomy. Yeah, we don't use American to describe people from Canada or Mexico or anything like that. Yeah, see, there's the other thing. Like, people from Mexico definitely do not describe themselves as American, even though they are from the continent of North America. This discussion is way too big. Some time ago, enough. It's fine. I think that as long as we are having a healthy conversation and we're not being confrontational about it, it's totally okay. And you have brought up a very interesting dynamic in the way that people on this side of the world classify each other and ourselves. And so that was cool. And it's just a cool thing that we stumbled on, and the way that we kind of identify ourselves in other people. The more you know. Also, Fake Ghost Pirate Robot, how you doing today? Also, I'm loving that you have all the status badges right now. You got the founder badge going. You got the #1 bits badge too. You are the champ today. And Ian says those are some fortuitous block drops. Yes, they were. Okay, we're inching the top 30. I think we're in a pretty decent spot. I know every time I say that, the game completely falls apart. And we'll see what happens from here. But, looking good so far. And Fago's Pirate says, not too bad, going for Thanksgiving 3 soon. Ah. Nice. Happy belated Thanksgiving to you. And Cedric says, okay, now it's starting to get a little too fast. I will pick up on that soon. What's the first icon mean? Ah. So that icon is a new icon on Twitch. It's the Founders Badge. And that goes to the first 10 people who subscribe to a channel. And because you are one of the first 10 people to subscribe to this channel, you have that badge from now till the end of time. That said, you've got to keep subscribing in order for that badge to show. But no one will ever take that badge away from you. I guess unless you get banned from Twitch. But yes, congratulations on receiving such an esteemed honor. I don't actually know how many more founder badges I have. Because other people have subscribed in the past. I'll have to, like, manually check. I thought that was the one. So yeah, there's two #1s by you right now. The first is... Oh, geez. The first is the Founder Badge, and the #1 is because you've donated the most bits during my set time period. Alright, gonna try and clean up this mess here. This got a little too sloppy during this last bit. That's all my fault. For those just tuning in, I'm Jet from InThirdPerson.com, personal look at video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. And we are playing Tetris 99 in support of Extra Life, making donations to Extra Life for every top 5 finish, donating $5 to Extra Life for every top 5, donating $10 for every win. So far, we have gotten in the top 5 twice for a total of $10 in donations today. Hoping to put some more money on the board since we are now top 10 again. Let's go. We've come close. We finished as high as 2nd. Couldn't quite close the deal on that one, but hopefully we can do it this time. Uh-oh. Alright. There we go. I will catch up on the messages in a sec. I know, Cedric, we're waiting on some big conversations about... Ah, no! Uh-oh. I was hoping that would rotate. Okay. Oh, please. Nah, I had to burn the thing right now. Hey, did we get 5th or we got 6th? I think... Oh, 7th. Oh, man. And yeah, I missed an all clear there too. Alright, let me catch up on some messages here. Cedric says, we as Europeans have the EU and the EU Parliament, so we are even connected from a political perspective. A North American Parliament for the US, Canada, and Mexico would be funny. I mean, funny would be one way to put it. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Let's just leave it at that. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Though that would be one way of getting Canadians and Mexicans to identify as North American. Yeah, right now it's you're Canadian, you're from Mexico or from the States, and you don't really use North America as a term, as an identifier. But maybe. Generally speaking, I would like to see the world get more interconnected, work closer together, and be happy and lend all of our strengths together to make society better. Am I asking for too much? We don't have to go down quite down that rabbit hole, but the world is a global place, and we should all work together and make things better. I think, and I mention this on Twitch when I stream all the time, like, Twitch in particular, a global platform, and people from all over the world come by and enjoy this little slice of the internet here, and that's amazingly cool. And I love and respect you all, and I want to make a place that is inclusive for people wherever you may be. I think if we, for those who have like similar values from me and things that we appreciate similar stuff and just have our same outlook on a similar outlook on the world and treat people a certain way, like that's the people I want to cater to here, regardless of where you're from. By the way, what currency are you donating? I am donating in US dollars, so this is actually considerably more expensive for me because the Canadian dollar is lower. On Extra Life, you can donate in Canadian dollars as well. I have chosen to donate in US dollars for the sake of getting the nice, clean, like, $5 versus, like, 5 Canadian dollars, or it converting on the screen and that looking like a weird value. So just kept it simple, 5 US bucks. All the weird conversion will happen in my credit card statement. That's okay. It all goes towards a good cause. 100% of the proceeds go to the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals. That was a terrible drop. And yeah, the donations really make a difference. I think that I still think about the Extra Life meeting I went to earlier in the year, and Sick Kids Hospital here in Toronto showed us, like, here's where your money went. We have this CT scan machine, and I've talked about this story a bunch, but I keep coming back to it because I love the story. We have this CT scan machine that, you know, the machine where you, like, lie down and you go inside the tube, and kids have a really hard time with that machine. Like, it doesn't hurt when you go inside, but it looks like a really big scary machine, and kids cry, they don't want to go in it, they get really scared, they move around a lot, and the scans are not good. You have to be really still. And Sick Kids Hospital used those donations to redecorate the CT scan machine and the entire room, so it's painted to look like an undersea adventure. And so when the kids go in there, the bed looks like a submarine. There's decorations on the inside. You can see a mermaid. You can see fish swimming around. There's a treasure box, and the kids get toys at the end. And the whole experience becomes a much more pleasant one for the kids. They sit nice and still. It saves the doctors so much time and so much cost for the hospital as well, so that the kids get the treatment they need more efficiently and ultimately treat more kids with the same amount of time. What is so scary about a CT? Okay. Heck, I wouldn't want to go in that thing. Yeah, it's a big scary machine. I don't know what's happening when I go inside and what's scanning and what you're zapping me with. And so, like, just being able to do, like, that sort of out-of-the-box creative solution for the kids really helps and goes a long way. And our donations go towards causes like that, like functions like that, among many other things. I just thought that story in particular was so cool because it wasn't like, we bought the best machine that does this thing, or we built a whole other wing of the hospital, which Sick Kids is also trying to do. They have to rebuild the entire hospital. It's nuts. That's a whole story for another time. But yeah, just a really out-of-the-box solution to a very real problem that technology wouldn't necessarily solve on its own. Like, just having a better thing, a faster thing, wouldn't have stopped kids from getting scared. Alright, we'll squeak that over there. Alright. Oh, I probably could have, There we go. '17th. Pretty decent spot here. Okay, eke that out. Alright, question for the group. What do you guys have going on for the rest of today? I'm probably going to catch up on my sleep. We had the Halloween party. I went to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning and then woke up a couple of hours later for the stream. So I would like to catch up on some sleep. And then afterwards, probably going to the in-laws for dinner. Alright, almost top 10. Cedric says, I'll finish my Math Olympic answers. Math Olympics? Hold on, you're gonna have to explain. What are the Math Olympics? Is this just a school assignment? Do you participate in like an actual math competition? You always compete in the craziest stuff, Cedric. Wii Sports World Records, Math Olympics, like what's going on? Uh-oh. Oh, come on. Oh, we're so close again. Ugh. And again, just a reminder, this is going to be the last stream until the marathon on Saturday, May 2nd, starting at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, going all the way till 9 o'clock Eastern Time the following day. I hope you guys can find some time to hang out with us. A lot of people coming by the house to play. Got family coming over, friends coming over. The Boss Rush crew is going to be here. Chris, Rachel, Jason will all be playing games with us at some point as well. May 2nd. Oh, I don't know if I slipped there. November 2nd. Saturday, November the 2nd. And Cedric says, it's a national competition with 4 rounds. Round 1 is at home. Round 2 in a specific region. Round 3 in the state. And round 4 in all of Germany. Ooh. Okay, what round are you in right now? Math is not my strong suit, by the way. I would get crushed. I'm definitely more of a language person, creative, over math. This is the first round. Okay. Well, I wish you the best of luck. And I hope you win. Are there any sort of prizes for these Math Olympics? Oh man, you've This is a horrible round of Tetris, by the way. Wow, we might get bounced like ultra quick here. Yeah, no, that was awful. Not good. Not good. Let's try that again. I was part of I was invited to these tryouts for this, like, school like academics team, sort of like a Math Olympics, but it was a bunch of different disciplines in school. This was in like grade 6. I was invited to this, And I remember filling out the answers to a bunch of these questions. And there was this one question that, like, was open to interpretation, I think. And I didn't know how to answer it. And I ended up doing, like, a very literal thing. And I remember the two teachers were, like, really excited to see my paper of, like, oh, we've heard some great things about this student. Let's go see what they answered for this question. And they looked at my paper, and this disappointment just, like, washed over their face as they saw what I said. And then they put my paper down, they walked away, and I got cut from the team after that. But one of the few times where, like, I saw someone legitimately disappointed in me. And I still remember that to this day. Cedric says you get small price, for example, a voucher for a local bookstore or something like that. Nothing big. Okay. In any case, we wish you the best of luck in your Math Olympics, and I hope you... Oh, bad drop. Wow. I hope you win the whole thing. Do it for us. Do it for us here in North America. Do it for the Canadians and the Americans and those in Mexico. Alright, let's set up potential T-spin here. Yep, get that double in there. Drop it. Yeah, it's weird, the idea of, like, globalization and, like, who the audience is for your stuff. Like, I'm based in Canada, but for the website I run, in thirdperson.com, 60 to 70% of my traffic every day is actually from the United States. My home country is maybe 1% of my traffic, if not less. That's a little weird. Like, you're making stuff for... I don't know, I'm making stuff for myself first, but the primary consumer of my content is not in the country that I live in. And it's made me think of certain things, like, do I write in American English to appease my primary audience, or do I stick with Canadian English because that's what I grew up writing? And thinking about it now, like, have I been inadvertently tanking my search results, my SEO, this whole time because I write in Canadian English instead of American English? Maybe the site would be farther along if I had written, you know, COLOR instead of COLOUR. I don't know. I know I blocked that hole, and we're in a really bad spot right now, and I blocked it again. And... okay, there! No! I know the big differences between UK and US English, but is Canadian English so much different? UK English and Canadian English, I believe, are the same thing. Yeah. So, pretty much, yeah, we definitely, as a, we still have the Queen on our money, and I know Canada's independent, but we have very strong ties to, England still in certain key ways, and culturally, I find Canada is a lot closer to England than the United States. My favorite example is always cab versus taxi. I don't really take... now people just say take an Uber. We don't really... no one I mean, people still take cabs and stuff, but... And also, I was never really did take cabs or taxis. I think I would just say cab. Like, that would be my default. Probably just because cab is 1 syllable versus taxi is 2. But I don't know if that's a regional thing or not. Maybe it is. So Cedric, and I guess we'll throw this out for everybody else. Where have you traveled to around the world? Like, what places have you visited? This is a question that comes up a bunch just because, again, Twitch is a global platform and people from all over the world come to watch, and I think it's very cool to discuss, like, what the similarities and differences are between us, and even so, our love of games all brings us here. Yeah, so I'm from Canada. I've been to assorted parts of the United States. I've been to Hawaii. I've been to New York City a few times. I've been to Buffalo, New York. I drove through Pennsylvania. I was asleep when it happened. We took a bathroom break on our way to New York in Pennsylvania in the middle of the night. So, like, I know that one truck stop in Pennsylvania, and that's it. I've been to Vegas. I've been to Chicago. Been to Florida. And then internationally, I've been to the Philippines once. I've been to London twice. I've been to Paris once. Cedric says, not much. Just national traveling, of course. And the Netherlands. One time I was outside of Europe, but I was like 3 back then. It's been a long time. Oh. It's funny, yeah, people all over the world watch, and I think about, like, how big this world is and where people come from. I know a total of 2 followers of this channel who are actually from, like, the same area as me. That's it. Like, most of the followers are from the US, a bunch are from Europe, and other parts of the world. I remember for a time there was someone who used to come by a bunch who was from Australia. That's amazing. But there's probably more people from Australia that follow this channel than Canadians. I would love to go to Germany someday. I think in particular, my sister-in-law's boyfriend, who's been a part of our family for many years now, is of German descent, and even he himself has never had the opportunity to go to Germany, so I think that would be cool to go experience that with him. There we go, squeak through. Alright, there we go. I'm just trying to bring down these junk blocks are just, like, coming in, like, furiously. Whoever this is, you got to chill. Oh, no! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, we're toast here. And Ian says, I enjoyed Germany when I visited over 10 years ago. One of our eventual goals is to take Destiny's mother on a trip there. She's from Germany originally. Awesome! Yeah, that would be a great spot. I think this year we crossed Paris off the bucket list, which is fantastic. And there's a bunch of places I would still like to go. I think the big one for me, Switch or Target. Oh, thank you, Randy. Playing Tetris and carrying on a conversation is very difficult. And I forget stuff like that all the time. Alright, let's keep going. That must mean you're targeting Randy. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, I definitely want to go to Japan someday. I know Randy's been a couple of times. I would love to visit the home of Nintendo and anime and Dragon Ball and all sorts of stuff I enjoy. I know Randy's got a trip soon. He's going to Korea, which is going to be fantastic. There's parts in the States that I still want to go to. I would love to visit... I think the big one's California. Home of Hollywood and, like, so much pop culture, and... I've never been. The sun. Oh, the weather is supposedly very good in California, and would love to visit Jason and Laura out there someday. That would be great. I would love to see a baseball game at Fenway Park. I'm not even the biggest baseball fan anymore, but the appeal of, like, seeing a baseball game with that giant wall, I don't know, there's just something about it. Where if you I guess if you have any interest in watching baseball whatsoever, like, that's one of those, like, hallowed grounds. That and Wrigley Field with the brick wall and the poison ivy. I don't know, that just seems like a really cool thing to experience. The baseball stadiums. Unlike, like, basketball courts, like, I know people say that Madison Square Garden is something different, but basketball courts are kind of all designed the same versus baseball fields, which are inherently different. The dimensions are different. The grass versus AstroTurf versus roofs versus open air kind of gives you more reason to, like, want to visit those specific parks. I like our 9-pin bowling. Oh, hold on. Hold the phone. You're gonna have to explain to me what 9-pin bowling is. I am familiar with the concept of 10-pin bowling and 5-pin bowling. I have no idea what 9-pin bowling is. Please explain. Ah. That also reminds me, man, one of my favorite stories in the Wii era, and I mean, it's not a great story, it has a bad ending, per se. There was this guy, and his wife cheated on him, and he found out that she was cheating on him through their Nintendo Wii. He went to play his Nintendo Wii and noticed that there was a new me there of a guy who was putting up insane scores. And it turns out that the guy she was cheating on him with was actually a professional bowler. What a way to find out, eh? Yikes. But yes, 9-pin bowling. Tell me more. I wonder, is anyone else familiar with the concept of 9-pin bowling? Is that a regional thing? Am I just out of the loop? Which is not out of the question. There's a lot I don't know and am unfamiliar with. Actually, after we... I want to talk about a movie I saw over the weekend. I saw the new Addams Family. movie. We'll talk about that after we move on from 9-pin bowling. But really, I gotta know, 9-pin bowling, what's the deal? There. That's a weird T-spin, but let's... Just outside top 10. Darn. Can we get, like, one more donation on the board? Can we get it to, like, a nice round 100? That would be nice. Oh, dude. This is... Hold on. Wait. Time out. We have a donation here. Shoutouts to the Mechanical Sea Thief Spectre. Whoever you are, thank you so much for the donation to Extra Life. I truly appreciate the support. Again, 100% of your proceeds go towards the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals, which is a network of 170 hospitals, taking care of tens of thousands of kids every day. And I appreciate the support. I apologize, I did not see that sooner. That came in a while ago. Damn. Oh man, I am so sorry. I guess I got a little too caught up in the game. But thank you so much for the donation. I truly appreciate that. I'm gonna have to, right after this, I will send that person a note. And Cedric says the ball is 16 centimeters diameter and does not have holes in it. There are 9 pins, a king in the middle, and 8 others in a square, with 1 pin on the front and then two in a row after it. 3, 2, 1. The lane is 35 centimeters wide. That's not very... And for the first half, and splits them up to 1.25 meters when the lane is concave. You play 120 balls in one game, 30 on every of the 4 lanes you have to play on. The first 15 balls are thrown onto all 9 pins. For the other 15, you need to knock down all before you get the new 9. There's a lot going on there, my friend. That is a lot. I'm gonna have to see this for myself. But that sounds kind of complicated. Not overly complicated, but there's a lot going on there. That sounds very interesting. I will have to check it out. I've never heard of such a sport. And I appreciate you opening my mind to new things. The more you know. I can send you a picture or video much easier. Okay, what is the... I can't remember what the command is on Twitch. I think it's permit or... I'll look it up. I'll also have to figure out the command to let you send links, because by default you are not allowed to send links. On Twitch, my moderator will do bad things. Do you have like 5-pin or 10-pin bowling in Germany, or just 9-pin? And is like 9-pin bowling just a German thing? Bum, 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 bum. All right. Uh-oh. This is bad. Not great. There we go. Oh no. Okay, bring that down. Yeah, are there any, like, regional sports that Canada has that... I don't know. I don't think so. I could be completely wrong, though. Like, games that just, like... Maybe if you have Discord. Yes, we have 10-pin. Interesting. 10-pin bowling was created after the 9-pin bowling ban in the US. What? They banned 9-pin bowling. And there are 3 types of lanes for 9-pin bowling in different regions. It can be played in Europe and Brazil. Weird. I wonder why it was banned. I wonder if like a World War thing or what have you, but I will have to do more research. Let me see if this works. Actually, no, we'll look it up another time. But I will write it down. I'll write it down on my phone. Here we go. 9-pin bowling. All right, in the notes. People bet too much while playing. Actually, while this is queuing up, I'm going to try and send a thank you to... Alright, well, I will have to wait. I was typing out a quick thank you message to the mechanical seat to send. Appreciate the donation, though. Thank you. And again, if you would like to make a donation as well, you can hit the link at the top right-hand corner of your screen, bit.ly/jet2019, or use the Twitch widget below, which goes directly to my Extra Life page. All the donations count. Again, going towards 100, and it goes to the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals, which is a network of hospitals supporting tens of thousands of kids every day. 170 hospitals in that network. And I'm trying to get one more. Can we get one more top 5, one more win, bump this up just north of 100? Other weird sports. I don't know if Canada has that, though. Yeah, that's a fascinating whole history of 9-pin bowling and being banned. Wow. I know there's some regional things here. Are you guys familiar with Adirondack chairs, I think is the term? See, out here, and this is probably an Ontario thing, it's like those big wooden chairs that you lean like really back into. A lot of the time you have them in the cottage. Out here we call them Muskoka chairs, after the town of Muskoka, Ontario, which is definitely cottage country in this area, and you would see a lot of those chairs in that area. So we call them Muskoka chairs, but that chair has a very different name depending on where you are in the world. Other, like, global differences. I know that, like, KFC is a big thing in Japan around Christmas time. Instead of doing, like, a Christmas turkey, it's a big deal to go and order KFC and have KFC chicken with your family at Christmas time. Even, like, fast food can be different, and, like, the prominence of certain brands versus others. Ooh, oh, here we go. One of my favorite things to do when I travel out of the country is to go to a McDonald's. And I love to go to McDonald's in other parts of the world because McDonald's changes their menu. They have different options depending on where you are in the world, because they like to cater to the tastes of that region. And you will see some weird stuff. Like going to Paris this year, they had these they had potato wedges as fries. Like, that sounded delicious, and I should have tried them. And I regret that I did not try the potato wedges in Paris. In England, they had a promotion going for like the tastes of America, and they had these burgers and sandwiches that were all themed after US cities. Like, there was the New York burger and stuff like that, which I thought was really interesting. And I asked some American friends, like, hey, do these burgers represent the flavors of your city? And I don't necessarily know that they do, but it's interesting that they would market that as such, like, as an international thing. But of course it is, because North America, the United States, is far away from Europe. No. Okay, that's just gonna have to go there now. And ugh. All right, let me finish off this one note. Appreciate your... Okay. Cool. Let's do a little bit more. A little bit more. Hopefully, we can get one more top 5. That's what I'm aiming for. One more top 5. We can get to a nice round $100 and close this out once and for all. Man, my voice is sounding horrible. And I'm on the last bit of my water, too. Usually I have the big Zelda cup. Oh, man, people are already getting knocked out before the game even started. Wow. Yeah, I haven't done the dishes in a bit, so I used what I have, and now I do not have enough water to get me through this whole stream, though it has lasted me longer than it normally does. Yeah, usually I'm done that glass in like the first 90 minutes. Boom. Ooh, I do not like what I've done here. For everybody else, plans for today? I don't know if everyone's answered that. I know Cedric had his Math Olympic stuff, and... Oh, I said I was going to talk about a movie. I saw the new Addams Family movie. So, of course, the Addams Family, the franchise originally was... It was a live-action TV show, I believe, to start, and then they made movies on it starring Raul Julia and Angelica Houston. This new one is an animated movie, and I will say, going into it, I had zero background on the Addams Family. Like, I remember seeing the commercials as a kid, but I never watched those films. And I came away from that movie pretty disappointed. I thought it looked really cheap. The animation was not very good, and there was a very distinct lack of detail in the models, and it looked like a low budget thing, which is weird because the cast is star-studded. There are a lot of people in that movie and big names in that movie, but the animation did not look that good. And the story itself, and like, they're still like the kids are trying to kill each other and stuff, but a lot of the kind of the teeth and the grit and the weirdness of Addams Family. My wife showed me Addams Family Values after, and it was very clear that they toned down the Addams Family shtick considerably to make it more of a kid-friendly movie, and it ends up becoming... Oh, Cedric playing around with the point system. Yes. So yeah, one of the systems in Twitch that's coming to everyone soon, I signed up for early access, is channel points. And so the more you watch, the more points you earn. You can cash them in to highlight your message or unlock emotes for 24 hours at a time. You can customize emotes for a bit, and at some point I will set up some custom rewards as well that you can use to unlock things like maybe an extra emote or get me to do something on stream. I don't know what that is yet, but I'm thinking about it. What do you guys think of the point system? Do you guys like it, not like it, want to play around more with it? Yeah, I'll finish up on Addams Family here. Yeah, the weakest part was just the story and how they kind of neutered the Addams Family shtick to make it more family friendly, and it just becomes like a generic family movie about like acceptance and loving one another, and it feels very toothless. So I would not recommend. Randy says you can customize emotes to have sunglasses, which I think looks hilarious on this one. Doesn't quite fit, but yes. And Cedric says, and I'll go for now. And the point system is like Twitch is an RPG now? Kind of. There's a similar system on Mixer. And so Twitch kind of stole that. It does reward you guys for watching more and getting some cool stuff along the way. So I hope you enjoy it, and I will try and make it more worth your while over time. I don't know what that means yet, but I will have to figure that out as we go. And yeah, thanks Cedric for dropping by. Truly appreciate your company, and I'll see you later. So yes, Addams Family, the new one. I'm going to say thumbs down. Don't bother. I hope I did not offend anyone here who's a big Addams Family fan, hoping to see it. If you want to see it, go see it. I just didn't think it was that great. Fake Ghost Pirate Robot says, I guess we need a CG remake of a live-action classic to balance out the Disney animated remakes. Yep. That's been an alarming trend in Hollywood. Just the remakes and rehashing ideas that were popular in the past because one, Hollywood doesn't have confidence that original ideas will sell to the level that they want them to sell at, and two, because people want remakes and rehashes, or at least that's I guess the sense that we are giving off based on box office performances. We want sequels and remakes and remasters of things, which I don't necessarily agree with, but they must have numbers that suggest that. Otherwise, they wouldn't do so much of them. Sort of like the whole DLC thing. I know there are a lot of people that don't like downloadable content, don't want to pay extra stuff for hats or battle passes and all that, but companies wouldn't do that if it wasn't profitable for them. So there's an audience for it, as much as I think many in the gaming community nitpick and complain. And not to say that that style of monetization, is right, or that it's good, or that it couldn't get better, or that we should just accept it as it is, but there are a lot of people that like that stuff. Oh no, wow, lots of sloppy drops here. How do we clean this up? Yeah, we're dead. Oh, we were like at top 10 too. Oh, man. And Fago Spire Robot says, sometimes they just put out Drek to retain the copyright. This is true as well. Like Sony's Spider-Man deal is they have to put out Spider-Man movies every couple of years or they reverts back to Marvel. Alright, this is going to be the last one. But shout out to everybody that came by today. Thank you, Fake Ghost Spire Robot. Thank you, Player 2 Start. Thank you, Ian at Adventure Rules. Thank you, Cedric PLE. Thank you, George. Thank you to the Mechanical Sea Thief Spectre. I think I know who that is. And again, apologies that I took a really long time to even see that notification, but I did, and I sent you a note. Thank you. Adam's Family was probably close to being public domain. Da-na-na-na. I will say, Migos is not my favorite rap group, but the Migos song that they made for that movie is the best part of that movie. Take that for what you will. Also, I have to carve a pumpkin today. I have no idea what I'm gonna carve. The last few years I've done video game related ones, and I don't know what to do this time. Any suggestions? I've done Hello Kitty, which is not video game related. I've done Overwatch stuff in the past. I've done Spider-Man. Oh no, that was a terrible switch. Alright, quick tuck. No! Really? Really? That's how we're gonna go? No, we are not going out like that. Alright, one last one. Wow, that was an awful game. All right. One more time for the kids. One more time. And yeah, well, this will be the last time we donate for Tetris. We do have the big marathon happening this Saturday, November 2nd, starting at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. My friends, family, and I are all coming to the house. We're playing games together online, and we're going to have a great time. And I hope you can make it as well. We're going to be on all 25 hours, so at some point, hopefully there is some time in your day where you can tune in. And of course, if there's anything you can spare, 100% of the proceeds go towards the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals. Link up in the top right-hand corner of your screen. Also below in my Twitch page. Speaking of Twitch, what do you guys think about Shroud going over to Mixer? Of course, Shroud, I think best known for Fortnite. Another one of the top streamers as well. Twitch pulling out Mixer, Microsoft pulling out the Brinks truck, trying to scoop up top talent. Do you think this strategy is going to work for Microsoft, poaching the big streamers from Twitch? Is it going to do enough to move the needle for them? I'm curious to see. I find at this point in streaming's life that the Twitch community is very loyal to Twitch. I think that when you look at Ninja's numbers right now, they aren't nearly close to what they used to be because he's not on Twitch. And a lot of people loved watching him on Twitch, and they don't want to leave their platform. They don't want to leave their usernames behind, all the subs that they have there. Even if that means they don't get to watch their favorite creator. That's really interesting, the platform loyalty there. And I wonder if this is going to be enough to get people to, I think, be more platform agnostic. Fake Ghost Pirate Robot says, once they have Ninja and Shroud playing a duo in a new Halo game, it's worth it. Ah, yep, that's one of the other big strategic boons for Microsoft, is that they can get them to promote Halo stuff, presumably. We don't know the particulars of the deal. I'm guessing that's part of the deal, especially since Ninja himself was a pro Halo player before Fortnite happened. So that's probably something he would have wanted to do anyway. And yeah, the name recognition could go a long way towards helping sell copies of, I guess it's Halo 6 now? I don't know. Alright, top 40. Yeah, I'm curious to see where all of this goes and where the landscape of streaming goes. I think it's a fascinating world of so many people trying to make it big, and what it actually takes to get there is really tough. And I saw some really interesting stats. I use a site called twitchtracker.com, which allows you to look at kind of bigger stats about channels as a whole, but you can also look at individual streamer stats as well. So like if you wanted to creep on me and see how my channel is performing, you can do that. And I'm not sure what's going to happen after this stream, but based on like average views in the last month or so, in my last set of streams, I was actually ranked. I'm in like the top 2% of streamers on Twitch. It was like top 2.7 something, like in the top 100,000. And on one hand, like, hey, that's amazing, I'm in the top 2% of streamers on Twitch. On the other hand, like, that translates to 10 people a stream watching me. And hey, like, 10 people's amazing, but at the same time, when we think about, like, the biggest streamers and the people who make a living off this, we think about people who have hundreds or thousands of people watching their stream. And I'm somehow in the top 2% and get, you know, at best double digits. And just really goes to show, like, the inequality of the platform and how difficult it is to really cut through. Like, there are, what, 4 million active monthly streamers these days? And if I'm in the top 2% and still averaging, like, single to double digit streams, like, it's crazy. It really shows, like, how much further you have to go before you can, like, really make this a thing. I think if your goal is to, like, turn this into a full-time career, you've got to be, like, in the top 0.1%. And that's a handful of people who are doing it that big right now. Alright, top 10. Can we get to top 5? Hey, 7. For the kids, 6. One more. One more. Ooh. All right, top 5. We did it. All right, can we get to can we close out this campaign on a bang? A first place would be amazing. There we go. Okay. Can we get that storybook ending for the kids here? Ah. Ooh, that was a really bad drop. Okay. Whew. Top 2. Here comes the onslaught. How much can we weather this storm? All right. Yeah, he's hit me with some punches here, but not like haymakers. I'm able to counter this. Go, go, go. I can't see what their board looks like. Their board is not looking... Their board's looking kind of rough right now. There we go! There we go. The sheepdog, welcome. IKI Dude 12 hype, you got this. Player 2 start with the... Thank you. Thank you. We did it. We did it. Sheepdog came in right at the right time. There we go. Yes, number one. Number 1. JW Tetris, LOL, nice. Thank you. Also, welcome. All right, let's go make one last donation to Extra Life. As I've said, for every win, I'm donating $10 to Extra Life. And let's shout out everybody here in the moment, right? So, heck yeah. All right, so if your name, yeah, if you want shout out, throw in a message here real quick. I can see a bunch like Sheepdog and... You know what? Since this is the last one, let's make it big. Let's double it. I'm throwing in 20 bucks. 20 bucks, add a message. Shout outs to Adventure Rules, JW Tetris, the Sheepdog, what's your in-game Tetris 99 name? It's Jet, J-E-T-T. The Sheepdog. I don't know if that's an L or an I. I'm gonna guess it's an I. IKIDUDE 12. Let's throw it in for Cedric as well. Cedric and George. George, yes, Laura. Yeah, sure. The whole crew. We'll donate $20. Make it one big one. Boom. Got it. Also, I see that my computer, the Extra Life page, has been running the stream. There we go. 20 bucks. One more big one. Mine is Jake, 21st level. Okay, cool. We'll have to set it up. I know we can do like countdown streams and stuff where everyone can join in.
Shoutouts to Adventure Rules, JW Tetris,
to be
the
honest,
Sheepdog,
let me update my ticker
12,
one more time.
Cedric, George,
so we
Yolora.
donated 20 here. Tetris 99 message. Let's make that 30 bucks. Hold on. So that brings us to, not including the donations from everybody else. Yeah, we had one from Mechanical... Man, that name, Mechanical Sea Thief Spectre. I'm pretty sure I know who you are. Donation from Randy, donations from Randy, donations from literally Tony. We've raised like over 150 bucks during this campaign for the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals, which is fantastic. And we're not done yet. We've got one more big marathon happening Saturday, November the 2nd. And we're going to be playing a whole bunch of different games. Super Mario Maker 2, Jackbox 6. Where do you donate? There's a link. Here, I will send you the link in the chat as well if you are interested in making a donation. I should have my bot throw that in there as well. But on screen, top left-hand corner. Where am I pointing at? Over here. Over here. bit.ly/jet2019 or the channel link below. You'll donate. Awesome, JW Tetris. Thank you so much for your support. Yeah, we're doing one more marathon. We're going to play a bunch of different games on the schedule right now. We've got Super Mario Maker 2, Jackbox. We're going to try and squeeze in a bit of Phoenix Wright, a little bit, possibly. We're trying to figure out, there's some logistical stuff around that one that makes it kind of weird. But we're going to see. If we can make it work, we'll make it work. There is a mystery game that we'll be playing that required me to have a whole different setup for the stream. I will tease it here. Great cause, brother. Thank you. Again, 100% of the proceeds go to the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals. It goes towards, helping take care of tens of thousands of kids every day at over 170 hospitals in North America. There's a mystery game. I will tease the mystery game right here. Look for... Oh, showed you too much. Showed you too much. There will be some NHL being played. There will be Crash Team Racing. There will be possibly Death Road to Canada. I will probably play some Tetris at some point. It's not on the schedule formally, but that will happen. And we will end it off with Ring Fit Adventure. I'm going to be on like zero sleep and exercising. It's going to be awful, but it'll be for a great cause. My family will be there. Player 2 Start's going to be there. Friends will be playing with us in the house and online as well. It's going to be a lot of fun. Mark it on your calendars. November 2nd, Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. And on that note, this will be the last time I stream. Till then, no regular stream this week. We will pick up our Link's Awakening Let's Play the following week. But for now, thank you so much to everyone for the support. You can make sure to follow me on the social medias, on Instagram and on Twitter. I post multiple times a day. Actually, did I post on either of those today? Oh yeah, I did. Okay, we're good there. And check out the website, inthirdperson.com, for more articles and videos on video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits where I post every day as well. And Ian says, looking forward to the marathon. Have a great week. Thank you so much. And yeah, one more round of shout-outs before I go. Thank you, Ian. Thank you, JW Tetris, for dropping by. And for support. There we go. Thank you so much for the follow as well. Awesome. Thank you. I will have to check out your channel as well. You've got Tetris in the name, which means you probably play a lot of Tetris, is my guess. I could be wrong, though. But I will definitely check you out. Shoutouts to Adventure Rules, The Sheepdog, IKI Dude 12, Fake Ghost Pirate Robots, Cedric, Yes Laura, George, who dropped in for a bit. Everybody that came through. Everybody lurking the channel today. Appreciate your company as well. And time to get out of here, guys. Till next time. Till Saturday, I'm Jet from inthirdperson.com and JW. Hey, JW Tetris. Hold up. We got to come back here. JW Tetris, thank you so much for the donation, Extra Life. Truly appreciate it. I will definitely check out your channel. I do enjoy me some Tetris, as you can see. So, all right, I gotta actually get out of here now. Bye, guys. Take care. Have a great week. We'll see you guys next time at the marathon.